Institute, a unique institute in Delhi in the name of Dr. P.N. Bahl Skin Institute and School of Dermatology. A wonderful institute. There, can you think in 1971, everything under one roof. Department doing dermatological surgery, doing histopathology, lab work, doing radiotherapy. That time you used to be superficial X-rays and Grans rays. Everything was there, and there were about 35 beds. And I remember almost 70% of beds remains used to be full. Dr. Bahl started dermatological surgery and rightly called as father of dermatological surgery. Initially, he faced lot of opposition from his colleagues. He said, "Oh, you are physicians. We have nothing to do with the surgery." Dr. Bahl used to say that, see other departments. A ENT surgeon, he does both medicine surgery. A gynecologist does both medicine surgery. An ophthalmologist does both medicine surgery. Why not a dermatologist? Why not should we train ourselves in surgery? Because we know dermatology better than a plastic surgeon. We know everything about, sorry. Dr. Bahl was an outstanding teacher and taught scores of students who occupy prominent positions in Indian dermatology today. He was author of 14 books. Most prominent have been Practice of Dermatology, Practice of Skin Surgery, and so many others. And Positive Health, Happiness, and quite so, many other books. He was the international face of Indian dermatology for over 3 decades. He was a clinician par excellence and emphasized the need for sympathetic learning of dermatology, morphological diagnosis, clinical diagnosis, etiological diagnosis were the 3 levels of diagnosis that he stressed. He was also concerned at the irrational use of drugs and investigations and emphasized a holistic approach in his book, Dermatology Rediscovered, a holistic approach to dermatotherapy. He was a much sought after clinician, and patients came to him from all over India and abroad. He had a deep concern for the poor and was a philanthropist. His often stated motto was, "Life is duty." He started a free clinic at his institute and founded Rishi Rural Industrial Skin and Health Institute at Dasna in UP. He conducted free camps all over India. He was concerned at the state of dermatological care in rural areas and published several books to aid doctors and paramedics who practiced where dermatologists were not available, teaching aids for medical auxiliaries, rural physicians, and lay sufferers, and where no skin specialists available. He had a deep and abiding interest in herbs and started a herbal demo. He used many times herbs in dermatology. He wrote a book, Herbs Useful in Dermatological Therapy and Skin Irritant and Sensitizing Plants Found in India. Deeply rooted in Indian traditions, he advocated a simple life as exemplified by his books. Traditional Indian dermatological concepts at past and present, and aids to good health. He was an innovator and used radiotherapy in skin disease and dermabrasion in xeroderma pigmentosum and was one of the first one to use laser in India. I am very fortunate to have worked with him for almost 10 years, and today whatever I am today is only because of him. Now I'll request my chairperson to.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's my proud privilege to invite Dr. Kaushik Lahiri, who is the recipient of the PNL Bahl Oration for the year 2017. His name was universally agreed by all members of the Central Council, as well as the EC, as well as the ACSI Academy. I'm not going to, his CV, of course, is in front of you. I'm not going to go into details of his CV because we have a wonderful citation for him, which I'm going to read out at the end of his oration. So without much ado, I present to you Dr. Kaushik Lahiri to start his oration as decided.
Thank you, chairpersons. Respected seniors, my teachers, colleagues and friends, this is indeed a proud privilege for me to be here in front of you in this August gathering and delivering the most prestigious Dr. Prananath Bell oration. As Dr. V.P. Kaushik has correctly told that those who knew him would not be able to define his greatness, and those who feel that defined it could not have known him. This could not be more apt than this great personality for whom we are here today. This is the declaration of conflict of interest. I don't have any conflict. This is actually a disclaimer that pain is inevitable. I must warn you for the next half an hour. It'll be pain, it'll be very boring, very lengthy, and suffering is optional. So you have two options. Either you can just move out calmly and quietly, or you can just sleep for the next half an hour. So if you don't want the pain. Who is standing on the extreme left? Dr. Venkatram Mysore. We are here in this auditorium today for this lovely World Congress because of this gentleman. Let us please give him a very big hand. And Dr. Kastambas is there. This photo was taken in Athens, where it was decided that it will be here in Bangalore. And I must thank the Executive Council of ACSI and also the Scientific Committee of the World Congress for selecting me for this prestigious oration. And another very pleasant moment, today is the birthday of our secretary, Dr. Uma Shankar. Happy birthday, Uma Shankar. Very big hand for Uma. Can I have the next slide, please? So we all have secrets. We all have secrets. Next slide, please. And so this is dedicated to my parents, professors, partner, progenes, peers, patients, and everyone else from whom I have learned at least something in my life. I've already shown this, and thanks to Venkat Mysore for this wonderful World Congress. We all have secrets, and what is the secret for me? So today I'll describe something that I have never done before. There was a hot and humid summer morning in the early 90s of last century, and she was my patient in IPGA Mir, Kolkata. As a young postgraduate student, I was supposed to clear a few verruca plana from her right cheek, and I took extreme care while infiltrating the local anesthesia almost painlessly, cleaned the area with spirit cotton, and then pressed the foot switch and touched the tip of the electrode of the Rovers 1964 model British machine on her left cheek. And after many summers and winters, this morning, in this beautifully decorated auditorium, in front of all of you erudite seniors, friends, and juniors, I can still hear that eerie but muffled sound blop, and can see that unnerving, bluish flame that I managed to lit up on the tender face of an unsuspecting teenager girl. No, nobody ever taught me not to clean that area with alcohol swab before performing electrosurgery. That was my first week in dermatology. Don't ask me how that fire was extinguished, but that was enough to ignite a fire within me, the fire to learn more. We are responsible for our dreams because we are responsible for our conscious acts we intend to do. That was by St. Augustine about 1700 centuries ago. So the topic of my lecture, though thanks to the mismatch, it is toasted differently: punch, pulse, pixel, publish, and people. So first, to start with the punch. You all know about this punch instrument as a dermatology student. But this was in the early 90s. We used to use punch for the biopsy, and that was for the first time, thanks to Professor P.N. Well and some other legendary dermatosurgeons in India. We are here, and we started to explore to treat vitiligo surgically. That was the enormous size punches we used to do. That was 3 or 3.5 those days. And this is my second patient in the about 25 years back. And this is, for today's standard, it is prehistoric because it is almost gigantic punches. But still I can remember when the first rays, the islands of hope, the perigraph pigmentation started, it was extremely ecstatic and happy in our department. And we still remember the taste of the biryani that Sajid's father brought for the whole department. His name was Sajid, I can remember, after so many years. And we continue with our surgical treatment on vitiligo, and it was eye-opener for all of us. And these were the results that I have showed you for last almost more than 2 decades. And so these are the initial results. Remember, these are much before the days of internet and email. These all were taken with the analog cameras and on the upper lips, and with our limited resources in the department of a government college. And on the upper lip, and you can see the perigraph pigment sprayed even on the upper lip. And on the lower lip, this patient became famous because his photo is there in many textbooks and International Journal of Dermatology. And we continued, and we documented the repigmentation of leukotrichia even after mini grafting. And so once we are a little confident, we could start on any areas, lower eyelid, and you can see the results. And when I was little young, I could venture on huge areas because we had little time, and the results were not that bad. I never used any stay suture. I never used any glue in my life, and still I could manage to do this. It looks like Montgomery's tubercle, but these are actually punches. And after that, we started, our colleagues and seniors, told me to send papers all over the globe. So it was not easy to send printed papers to outside India or even inside India because we never had any interaction on email or anything. So it was, papers acceptance was a huge job. That was my first published paper in dermatosurgery and all vitiligo surgery. And this was actually in Indian Journal of Dermatology with Dr. Sengupta. And first article in global literature with Dr. Malakar. This was also published in International Journal. Actually, this was the first with narrowband UVB and grafting combined in the world literature. So we continue with our vitiligo grafting publication, spontaneous repigmentation. You can see the many publications with my mentor, Dr. Malakar, and regrafting and phototherapy. And we are really very happy that we did something. In the mid-90s, we have dozens of papers under our belt. But is that simple? Because we remember this patient. When this patient came back, and we used to tell our students that this is the correct positioning of the grafting. And the same patient, when he appears in your clinic with these lesions after 10 years, that does pin the balloon of your ego that you have done something. Because this is the failure. Because you feel like doing this in front of the patient, and you don't know where to hide. So how unstable is the stability concept? That was our next focus. Where do you stand? Can you really predict the outcome based on the clinical stability? We started to find answer for this. As Walt Whitman told once, that do I contradict myself? Very well then, I contradict myself. I am large and I contain multitudes. He was not referring to instability in vitiligo, but it fitted perfectly. The concept of stability of vitiligo we published, and that created a whole new generation of writers contributing on this topic, and many articles, many book chapters, stability of vitiligo, how unstable the concept of vitiligo and surgical repigmentation. This was actually published later to the editor in dermatology in 2000, and that started the plethora of things. And my friends, my great erudite friends, Dr. Davinder Prasad, came up with the idea of melanocytorrhea and apoptosis, and they published their wonderful article. And then the path-breaking article of Somesh and his co-workers on the biochemical and immunological markers of stability. But the world has not stopped there. It's moving also. So we also updated our article on concept of stability and vitiligo and continued with more publication on this. And we continued to publish wherever we possible, and over the years, we continued our publication on the subject. And we contributed in textbooks, internationally and nationally, and we are really fortunate to contribute in our magnum opus. Venkat Mysore has brought this ACSI book also for both the edition. And our humble work on vitiligo has been quoted in 2 successive editions of the legendary book by Mark Level, The Treatment of Skin. In both the edition, my reference was quoted elaborately. And so over the years, what we could do, we could touch with a small instrument that was the punch, and we could achieve some result both histologically as well as translated on the clinical level. So this was one part. And you all know about this journal, don't you? This is actually the oldest living dermatology journal from India. Actually, from 1962, it was indexed, the first indexed dermatology journal from Asia. But what you never knew, that I started editing the journal from 1969. And I'll show you how. Can you look at the scribbling on some old photographs here? This was actually done by me myself when I was 3-year-old. And this journal was a collection from my father's library. And you can see I was not happy with this write-up also. I was trying to edit this part. So who is an editor? Editor is a person employed by a newspaper whose business is to separate the wheat from the chaff and to see the chaff as actually printed. So I always do that. And an editor, it looks like this is me, can tear the hair out of an author's head for an article, never reads a submitted manuscript, not even the invited one. This perfectly describes me. Never writes anything, not even his own editorial. Can publish a bad article or a good one and vice versa. And do not work at all, and the works are actually being done by the sub-editors, and they regularly accept bribe, believe me. And we can discuss after the lecture. Just like the quiz master, my decision is always final. Take it from me, this is my lovely little editorial office. I'm always right because I'm always surrounded by this, and whatever I decide, that is final for you. But to be on a serious note, it is set review the members of the editorial board of the journal's policies, including those regarding authorship, peer review, quality control, monitor and maintain the agreed policies. These are the jobs of an editor that comes with the responsibility, take final responsibility of the editorial content, maintain the editorial independence, make final decision on manuscripts, and manage and organize editorial office, blah, blah, blah. And this is my desktop, actually. Absolutely. You just look at this. This is how it looks like. Most of the articles are practically, unfortunately, rejected before it comes to me. So don't throw stones at me, because our editorial sub-editors are absolutely hawk-eyed. They don't allow almost any article to get published. I don't know how years after year we still manage to publish the journal. And this is how it looks like. Just look at these figures. Any point of time, only 5,000 messages are waiting for me as an editor, because I have many shops as an editor to reply. So I always do like this on my desktop. What exactly I was thinking? These are the modalities, coming back to the dermatosurgery again, what we used to do in 95, electrosurgery, cryosurgery, vitiligo surgery, micropigmentation, chemical peeling, scar revision, AOCM, that is microdermabrasion, and that's completely different from what we do these days after a couple of decades. And those days we are very happy to do this with electrosurgery. We were very happy to take pride with doing this. All these were taken by analog cameras. And yes, I used to about 1.5 hours to remove this hairs from the chin of a girl by inserting the electrode tip. That was electroepilation those days. And we used to do micropigmentation. Only this area, that is the angle of the mouth, is good. And other areas, it's obsolete. We don't do that at all. Everything has changed in the last 25 years, and life expectancy has jumped, literacy has jumped, per capita income has tripled or quadrupled, teledensity. You can't imagine India in 90s and these days, and there was no internet user. Now it is touching 350 million or more than that. And so everything under the sun has changed here in our beautiful country in last 20 years. So has dermatology, so has dermatosurgery. Look at this Axi dermatosurgery registry. Botulinum toxin, chemical peeling, fillers, hair transplant, laser hair removal, laser resurfacing. We never heard about this in 90s when we were students. And these are now coming at top. And so our patients are same, but from disease dermatology, we have changed to desired dermatology. So this is most important change that we witnessed in the last couple of years. So pulse is now in our hand, from punch to pulse. And pulse means this golden gun, that is laser. There are many types of laser we are using, and we are doing all this now. The whole body phototherapy, skin analysis, hair analysis, permanent hair reduction, pigment removal, scar removal, many kinds of lasers we are using, mesotherapy, skin grafting, skin chemical peeling. And so we get patients like this, doctor, can you make me young and beautiful like this? And some patients, or doctors told that actually Obama looks like this. And we did something on the fractional laser with Botox and filler so that he maintains this. I don't know about how much true in that. But yes, we can. But we tell our patient, no, we can't. We can't do this. We cannot. Believe me. And believe me, I presented this in the United States of America when Obama was there as the president. So nobody jailed me, nobody arrested me. So don't worry about it. And light shear diode we are using from the days of electroepilation to this is completely another planet. It has changed the dimension completely. Look at this. We all are doing this. I'm just stressing how it has changed over the last 20, 25 years. When we were students, our heroes used to look like this. This is a sign of masculinity. And when my first patient, a male patient in 1999 came to me and asked for removal of all body hair, and I was using with the electroepilation, I sent the patient to my friend psychiatrist. Now, our heroes look like this. So, if I send a patient to a psychiatrist, you can remember what will happen to me. So, I always send the patient to the next room where all the beautiful ladies, they will tell the patient what are the packages and what are the rates and beautiful pep talk, and you all know that about these things. And the peeling, how we can help, and now the peeling has also changed a lot what used to do in the 90s. And so with the Q-switched Nd:YAG laser, we can remove all the signs of RIA and to make room for new DIA or HIA or anyway. And we never thought that we can do something for the nevus of aorta. But yes, it is possible, even in Indian skin, with this beautiful machine. And with Dr. Malakaru, I have my paper on electropeeling. And now what we can do with this machine, this is unimaginable those days. And the crowning glory, that is the ultrapulse fractional pseudo laser, and this kind of result was unimaginable those days. Just look at this picture. Look at this picture. This we use in textbooks. This was unimaginable. And also this, in Indian skin, we could achieve this. And a dermatologist is doing this. Step by step, just look at this. And picture speaks more than words, 1,000 words. From this to this, it is achievable in Indian skin with the fractional pseudo laser. And we have published our articles and books, chapters, and you can see these results. This can completely change the life of a patient. So we are very happy now these days, very proud. And over the years, I could add some of the books to our library from 100 interesting cases to pigmentary disorders. These books are there with you already. And textbooks of lasers in dermatology with my brilliant friends, Abhishek and Aarti. pigmentary disorder was with Manas and Rashmi. This was yesterday. It was released a treatise on topical corticosteroid in dermatology, use, misuse, and abuse. And also, I write books in Bengali. These are on skin for the common public, and this is on my travelogue collection for last 22 years. That has also been published. And you know about ACAD IADVL? This was also what I added. ACAD was founded in October 31st, 2006. This was the first write-up by Prasad D. Good initiative. We can make it popular as RX Derm. And Atul, many thanks to Kaushik for starting this endeavor. Today, I can tell you the name ACAD was given by our president, Manas Chatterjee. And look at this. How many have signed up? So Manas, his first mail to ACAD on November 2, 2006, how many have signed up? And my ACAD, our ACAD, your ACAD, over the years, we meet every year during Dermacon, and this is actually what I tell. This oration is a journey of a generation, the whole generation that I belong to, and that generation doesn't stop with 5 or 6 years, plus or minus with me. It starts from very senior to very junior also. These are the rise and fall of ACAD. That is also stunning. From 3,500 males, we came down again to 500 males, and because now we have another thing that is WhatsApp. It's always an honor to be able to represent your country at the highest level, and I was really proud to represent the country in all the last 3 World Congress. This was in Buenos Aires, in Seoul, and also in Vancouver. Only one person constant with me was none other than Dr. Sachidanand. So I was very fortunate to receive the B.M. Ambadi oration in 2013 and some other accolades from all over the globe. But this was the defining moment here in this city. And I must thank again to the Bangalore organizers for inviting this great person to our conference in Axicon. And when he asked me flatly, what you are doing for the society? So that melts you from within. And you were there to discuss the latest development, and this man in a plain, simple language asking you what you are doing for the society. And the next year we got another great fighter for India, General Rai Chaudhuri, in our conference. I was fortunate to get the ILDS Appreciation Award for our work, and I was there in the director's ballot. In 2013, now I'm the vice president in the International Society. It is a huge thing when you get a mail like this from one of your patients. All other things becomes unimportant. It's so heartwarming. And also when your childhood teacher from your, not only undergraduate, from your class 5, 6 teacher writes something like this, something in English, something in Bengali, writes to you. These are matchless. But these are also matchless when you receive a letter from the India government's office from the consumer department. And I got my consumer case also. And I was sued for not replying on WhatsApp. Yes, that was squashed, and it will go to the State Council naturally, and I'm confident to win there as well. This is how I look like. You know, there's always unending listed jobs to be checked. And I look like this. This was actually clicked by one of my patients, not by Sanjeev Aurangabadkar. This is my portrait. When I look at my patient, I look like this because I always feel sleepy. And this was how, when my wife speaks to me, and I look like this. This was clicked by my wife. And this was actually clicked by my wife this morning when I finished preparing my lecture slides and I was sleeping. This was also clicked by my wife. I was always felicitated for subjects I do not know. Believe me, one is dermatology. I was felicitated for dermatology. I know very little about dermatology. And my reaction is always like this. And the other is photography. Believe me, I don't know anything about photography. But somehow I managed to get some impression that I know something about photography. And not only general public, All India Institute of Medical Science, believe me, they invited me for lecture in their department. And all these erudite professors, I managed to make them understand that I know something about photography. Can you believe me? And this is my picture taken by my father at very early age when I was looking at my father's camera. Sorry, not this one. This was actually my first click. This is my mother standing here. She's there in this auditorium. This is 1972. This was the first click by me, and this is the first my camera. And I could show you all my cameras over the years in last 45 years. I have all the photos. This was the first digital camera I used, and this is what I use these days, 7D. And this is a plight of a dermatologist, a doctor in India these days. I try to click something without knowing anything about dermatology, and some of my photographs somehow duped the judges also. I got some prizes somewhere all over the globe. 3 hysteric males on ACAD. We are coming to the end of my lecture almost. It seems it all started on 6th November. This was incidentally the 4th male on ACAD. When I highlighted the plight of a young girl from Rourkela, the subject line was topical potent corticosteroid misuse menace. This was that male. Look at this. This girl was the first photo of any girl showed on ACAD on this topical steroid misuse. This was on 4th November 2006. She is from Rourkela, and this was taken by mobile camera, so the quality was very poor. Those days the mobile camera was not this good. And then during the same month, another mail chain started, stop OTC supply of potent topical steroid. This subsequently became a proposal and resolution in the 2007 Chennai GB. So this is another history. And this is that stop OTC supply of potent topical steroid. And the third one, finally on 19th March, that historic thread started, which gave birth to a countrywide multicentric study. The subject line was topical steroid dependent on damaged face, misuse menace, and the name TSDF. That was also started in 19th of March 2008. And you know about these photos. There's nothing to elaborate. This is a shame, a blot on Indian face. We know how it's happening, and what we did, I'll show you. And you know about this, all the photograph. But this is, I don't know about any world record, but this teeny at the age of 21 days, because her mother was applying a potent corticosteroid combination. And just look at this. She's just 21 days, and we managed to infect her with tinea. And I don't know how to control this. What we did this is a historic TSDF team that is all over India and all the states. And it was published in IGA DVL, the topical corticosteroid abuse on the face of perspective multicentric study. And we met the Union Minister, Dr. Anbumani Ramadas, in 2006. And we continued with the Facebook page and many other things, the petition at change.org. And I started a mail thread to Dr. Venkatram Mysore and Dr. Deepak Parekh on the 10th of January 2014, time for IADVL task force against topical steroid abuse. And I must thank these 2 gentlemen for starting this, particularly Deepak and Venkat. IADVL task force against topical steroid abuse was formed. And we started knocking at the power corridor, and we visited everywhere. And Indian government seems to realize the thing, and now they're coming up with all the new notifications, though these are yet to be implemented. In the Kolkata conference, we tried to do some activities on this aspect, and we continue to work at the community level. Throughout the year, I try to work. Even I work in the jail, that is, these days are called corrective homes, correctional homes. I work on them, and the topical steroid abuse and other communicable diseases rampant there. Some flashback, and this is in 95. Look at this, gentlemen. This is Dr. Malakar. This is me. I'm doing the first video editing on dermatosurgery in India. Can you imagine this? And this was actually the first national conference of Indian Academy of Cutaneous Surgeons way back in 97. This logo of Indian Academy of Cutaneous Surgeons was actually designed by me in in 97. And the first workshop in 96 in Kolkata, Dr. Malakar did it. And I was, along with him, always like a shadow. And just look at this historic picture. Dr. Haldar, Dr. Shujit Sengupta, Shandip Andhar, Dr. Uttam Banerjee, all are there. And year after year, we try to amalgamate, because we didn't know the two different bodies of the same cutaneous surgery. One is ADSI, one is ISCS. And these two came together. Now, can you recognize this gentleman? This is Dr. Sawant. This is Dr. D.S. Satish, Dr. Ramji, Dr. Malakar, and Dr. C.R. Srinivas. This is a historic meeting in 96 for unifying these two nationwide organization. Today's AXI was born after another 3 years. The first time in India, an Indian dermatology journal came out on the internet, and that was in 2000, November, 18 November to be precise, and we could bring out the website. That was the first time. And in the IADVL, you know about the terminology, dermacon, cuticon, dermazone. But what many people miss is Indian Dermatology, IADVL Dermatology Academy was also proposed by me. And initially the name was given by Sachidanand as IDEA, Indian Dermatology Academy. But now it is IADVL Academy of Dermatology. That time it was passed. An arrow can only be shot by pulling it backward. When life is dragging you back with difficulties, it means it's going to launch you with something great. So focus and keep aiming. This is my father, Dr. Bhavesh Chandra Lahiri. Pita dharma, pita swarga, pita hi paramantapa, pitari pritima panne priyante sarva devata. I lost him on the 5th of August 2006, precisely on the day when the IADVL website was supposed to be launched, when I was on the final stage of the Constitution release, and also the IADVL news was also launched. But I could not be there on that day. And it is not easy for a son to strike off the name of his own father from the list of the directory as the honorary secretary of the organization, and to read out the condolence list when his father's name is there. It's not easy. I had an inheritance from my father. It was the moon and the sun. And although I roam all over the world, the spending of it is never done. This is the heritage that I was looking. Look at this 1964 Indian Journal of Dermatology. Dr. P.N. Well, his article is there. And I remember walking with my father when my father purchased the book from a bookshop in Delhi in 1976. International Congress was going on in Delhi with our national conference. That was the third conference of IADVL. And he introduced me with Dr. Vale, and we purchased this book. After another few years, in 1999, I was fortunate to be with the same dais with Dr. Vale, when in the same session, Dr. Vale's 2 lectures and my 2 lectures were there in Kathmandu. And such a great human being. And my other teachers, I respectfully remember Professor P.K. Guho, Professor Shujit Ranjan Sengupta, who is there in this auditorium. I could not walk in the path of dermatology surgery without Dr. Subroto Malakar. He is also there in this auditorium. Dr. Satish Sawant, he inspired many of our generation. Dr. Sandip Andhar, without whom I am incomplete. And this gentleman can read the write-up of Dr. Rafael Falabella, no internet, but he used to send me articles by post, by huge envelopes, and I am really indebted to Dr. Rafael Falabella, Dr. A.K. Dotto, the Reeds Castellani Award winner for vitiligo from India, and this is Dr. Arijit Kundu, and Dr. S. Premalata. This gentleman would have been the happiest if he was in the auditorium, but my mom is here. She is here in the auditorium, Janani Janmabhumischa Sargada Bigariyasi. And this lady. I have my wife's permission to tell you that I'm the boss in the house. Without my wife, none of my flights, none of my journey could have been possible. But the same chemistry, same magic is continuing 20 years apart. Thank you. And by the time a man realizes that maybe his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he is wrong. And that happened with me also. My son is also there, always thinks that I'm wrong. And my daughter is there, never thinks that I'm wrong. His father is always right. And my whole family. And without the family support, he can never do anything. My sister. Surprisingly, my mom and my wife and my whole family, they agree on one thing, that there is a machine like this which keeps me going. This is my goal, this is me, and this is my life. And my whole family agrees that this is me actually. How crude of them. Are you feeling sleepy? You didn't like my lecture? It's almost like this, a trumpet blowing. Actually, this is beating of drums also, the drums of destiny. It is not true the people stop pursuing dreams because they grow old. They grow old because they stop pursuing dreams. And this is not my own story. This is not my lone story. This is a story of a whole generation. And I'm really proud to be associated with this wonderful, wonderful human beings who are ruling dermatology today in India and who will rule dermatology scenario for many more decades to come. And I'm really proud of my friends, my whole generation. And we keep a very close bond, camaraderie, even today. And thank you, my brothers and sisters. We all are sliced from the same loaf of bread. It just happened to be toasted differently. And actually, it is a journey of a generation, not just me. Last few slides. It looked like burnt toast, me, yes. Appreciation is needed to walk along the course of life, but too much of appreciation have the danger of making you contained, relaxed, defocused, and slow. Awards are fine, but after some point it can kill you from within. These can diminish or even completely kill the hunger, satiate the thirst. These are for my younger colleagues. Enough of awards and accolades now. Please go back to work. Work is, as per Khalil Gibran, love made visible. I love to work. Appreciation, awards, and accolades will come and go in life. Work will remain, only work. So let this recognition make me more humble, light, empathetic, and committed. Committed to the cause, committed to the world around, committed to excellence. Let this moment of glory inspire me, motivate me to refine, reinvest, and rededicate myself in whatever I do in the remaining time allotted to me during this great voyage called life. And thanks to my staffs also. The grand show is eternal. It is always sunrise somewhere. The dew is never all dried at once. A shower is forever falling. Vapor is ever rising. Eternal sunrise, eternal sunset, eternal dawn and gloaming on sea, on continents and islands, each in its turn as the round earth rolls. Thank you very much. And this is an invitation to Milan. As the ambassador, I invite you all to Milan 2019. Thank you very much.
Now, Kaushik Lahiri is Vice President of International Society of Dermatology, which he has not presented in his talk. We have to introduce this. We are honored, sir.
The PN Behel oration is the oration memento followed by a citation. I would like to read this citation before we present it to him. And I'd read the citation as we're going to give it to him. Revered Dr. Kaushik Lahiri, we feel privileged to present the Dr. PN Behel oration and this citation to you, sir, in recognition of your colossal contribution to cutaneous surgery in India and beyond. As a pioneer vitiligo surgeon of India, you have conducted live dermatosurgical training demonstrations not only in India but in Bangladesh as well as South Africa and other countries around the world. You've authored more than 100 published articles and many chapters in various internationally acclaimed textbooks. You have collected, compiled and edited the mega project 4-volume 100 Interesting Cases in Dermatology in 2009. Other than that, the first ever Indian multi-author compendium on pigmentary disorders was edited by you in 2013, the textbook of lasers in dermatology in 2016, and a milestone project, treatise on topical corticosteroids in dermatology, which has been released yesterday. These have further augmented your academic contribution to dermatology and cutaneous surgery worldwide. You've been a true ambassador of Indian dermatology in the international arena. You have very ably held professional positions of great responsibility, such as the director of the International Society of Dermatology, founder council member of the Indian Academy of Cutaneous Surgeons, Asian Skin Foundation, and Asian Society for Pigment Cell Research. Now you've been elected vice president of the International Society of Dermatology, and we are proud of you. As the honorary general secretary of IDVL, you were instrumental in initiating a slew of changes, and that included restoration of its membership of ILDS in 2007. You not only raised the bar for Indian dermatology conferences, but have also added catchy names such as Dermazone, Dermacon, and QTCon. It was you who was first conceptualized and proposed IDVL Academy of Dermatology way back in 2006. In 2015, as the president of ACSI, you have successfully pushed forward the ACSI Academy of Dermatosurgery. You added a digital dimension to dermatology by developing websites for IJD and IDVL, ACAD, the digital academic e-groups, and various other e-groups that were created by you. What makes your contribution more noble is the third dimension, that is devotion to social service. You've been regularly involved in community dermatology services in rural West Bengal. You also initiated IDVL's national campaign ITATSA against the misuse of topical corticosteroids and the ACSI's countrywide community dermatosurgery project. So you've won many prestigious awards, including the Special Award from BBC World Service in 1991, Best Paper Award in the first National Conference of IACS in 1997, Dermatology Excellence Award 2004, the BM Embody Oration in Dermacon 2013. In 2015, you were honored for outstanding leadership with special recognition from Rutgers State University of New Jersey and Medical School Chapter of Sigma Z, the Scientific Research Society. In 2016, you were felicitated with the most prestigious ILDS Certificate of Appreciation. Today, we take immense pride and pleasure in presenting this citation to you. We request you, sir, to kindly accept the same.
May I request President of WCOCD, Dr. Venkatram Mysore, please come on the dais, please.